So, body cam.
I wanted to go through quick decision makings during arrest, so I figured the best way was to file a public information request for my own body cam and to step through that process.
Hands out of your pocket, now! A lot of trouble. We're east of Arlington.
Gotta be adjudicated now.
Oh no, I shot.
I'm down, bud. Let me get my feet over me.
Alright guys, so listen up. A guy I work with, a real good guy, his son started a Instagram and YouTube page. His name is Thunder Savage. Now I'd be remiss if I didn't help him out and give a shout out because I remember starting all that stuff and how stressful that was. It has nothing to do with my channel, but if you like Fortnite and cool videos like that, he's got a YouTube page. He also has an Instagram. I have seen a couple of his videos. They are really cool. So if that's something that you're into, or even if you're not, go show him some love. It's Thunder Savage. Now it's always easier to kind of find a video on the internet, point out the positives and negatives, because you're sitting back and you're evaluating that officer. But I want to try something a little bit different and evaluate a few of my videos. Now I had to do it the right way. I went out and filed a public records request, as you can see here, or maybe you can't see. Then I looked for a few videos that might have some teaching points in them. What I wanted to concentrate on was making quick decisions in the field. I want to emphasize I am not perfect. A lot of the reason that I chose to do this myself is to show you guys that every situation is different and it's impossible to handle every situation perfectly. So you're going to see mistakes, you might see some good things, but you'll see some teaching points. Most of all, you'll see when you put yourself in a real world scenario dealing with real people that don't want to listen to you or want to evade you, maybe want to fight you, it's a whole different ballgame. What might be a twist for this video as opposed to some others that kind of critique or evaluate officers' actions through body cam is you're actually hearing from me, my thoughts, my reasoning, what's going through my mind when I'm making those decisions. Let's dig into these. So there's going to be 3 situations that you'll see. All 3 of them result in an arrest, but all 3 kind of happen differently. In the first scenario, I think we're pursuing either a robbery or a theft suspect who fled on foot. He did go into a wooded area and evaded us, and then I believe he got on a bicycle and was going down one of our main thoroughfares when we recognized him. So you'll see the arrest from that. The second situation, we're responding to a domestic disturbance at an apartment complex in the city, and the details are kind of sketchy upon arrival, but a suspect takes off on foot as soon as we enter the premises, and you'll get my reasoning there for pursuing him. In the third, everyone's favorite, we go to a bar fight. Of course, when we get on scene, it's mass chaos with the bartender pointing out who was the instigator, people not listening, screaming, shouting, fighting is continuing. It's just a situation that needed controlled in a hurry. I think this video picks up right where I'm in my car. I think this is the Caprice, maybe that I've told you guys about before. I'm on one of our main thoroughfares in the city, and I can see him maybe 3 blocks up to my right on the north side of the street, or what would be the east side of the street where I'm at here. When I pick him up, I can see he's transitioned from being on foot earlier in the night to a bicycle. So I knew that was kind of going to be an issue for me.
Towards Arlington.
So I'm rolling down the windows and trying to shout at him to stop. Obviously he's not going to listen, and he takes off through an intersection, and you can kind of hear my radio traffic. He's weaving in and out of these streets.
He's going to be...
and eventually goes up a eastbound street.
Stop!
And without showing you a map, this is going to sound like Greek to you, but I decided basically to park my car, bail from the car, and just pursue him on foot. From my vantage point, I could tell that he was going up this eastbound street, and if I cut through a couple of yards, I may have been able to hit him off. So that's where you'll see the video.
Back in the cul-de-sac, he's going to dump his bike here.
But this is one of those contexts where you see the suspect after the incident has occurred, and you have probable cause to arrest him, so soon him up.
Off the bike! Okay, you got me right. Alright. 664, I got him, Arlington. I got another unit here. Arlington and Eastwood. Hang on. I'm down, bud. Let me get my feet over me. You're pretty fast, man. I'm fast? 4-3, how about that, son?
Now at the end of this, you can see I got made fun of quite a bit. This guy makes a comment about you're fast or something like
let me
that.
see your arm.
I think I just had so much
do anything dumb.
adrenaline pumping
Your
in my
arm.
face and whatnot. I started spouting off about some college stats,
Yeah,
thing
you know.
inappropriate, but definitely when you see it on video, I feel
4-3.
pretty stupid.
Pulled that 4-3 out from college.
And that's one thing you have to
4-3 out from
remember.
college,
You
that's
have to be
right.
cognizant of everything you say and do on video. If you let your emotions get out of control and you let your emotions run over you and you say something really stupid, it's going to show
What's your
up.
name?
Second one, you'll see, like I said before, we were going to an apartment complex on a domestic disturbance. I believe there were individuals that were fighting and neighbors were calling in about these individuals in this apartment complex fighting.
All right, go ahead.
This particular night, I had a
me
trainee
your stuff.
with me, and so you'll see me give her
Above
kind of the
apartment
lead on the call.
129.
And like I said before, guys, you're going to see mistakes. That's not what this video necessarily is about. The video is more about those quick decisions you have to make on a call. So on this one in particular, we knew we were going to this complex. We knew what floor we were going in this complex. And we knew a male subject was involved. So with the report given to dispatch, the information that was passed to us, this subject leaving right when we got there, he wasn't listening to us to stop. The reason I wanted to show this video is you'll see he's really non-compliant. He's got his hood up, which in and of itself is not that big of a deal, but you can't see his face. You can't see if he's hiding something.
We got called here. You come here.
Pockets, and he continues to walk away
now.
from me.
Get your hands out of your
I
pocket.
give plenty of commands for him to show his hands and stop. He won't do it. So there is an opportunity there. I probably could have created more distance if this guy would have had a handgun. At the position I was in, I had no cover, which is a bad spot to be in. But in my mind, I'm thinking, with my experience and training and whatnot, this guy's going to run. Like anybody that does this job, any of you guys out there that are doing this job,
664 to 474. If you're not 10-1 yet, I had somebody run from me.
About to run from me.
I got him in an alley here.
So I knew he was going to run from me, and that's where I say you got to watch your emotions and these decisions that you're making.
Respond to this
you got to start
location here,
thinking
please.
2 and 3 steps ahead, because had he had a firearm, like I said, I had no cover. So I was trying to close the gap.
Hang on.
Maybe I should have extended that gap.
Detained now.
But he takes off. You can see kind of at the end he gives up, although from my vantage point and from what I saw, although he's saying the words, man, I'm stopping, I still couldn't see his hands, so I decided to place him on the ground and get his hands secured myself. So this last call is the bar call, and these are just a pain in the butt. I don't know a whole lot of people that love bar fight calls. Just because everybody's drunk, which I don't really have a problem with, but nobody's making good decisions. Everybody's yelling. You can't make sense out of anybody. And in this particular one, it was a fight at a bar. It came in as a bunch of individuals fighting at a bar. When we showed up, I had a bartender pointing out who the assailants were. I had the assailants yelling at other people involved with the fight. I mean, it was a mess. So the best thing to do in those situations is just to get everything in control. If you have the luxury of having multiple officers at the scene, I think we had 5 or 6 officers here. If you have that luxury, just try to get the different groups separated and calm them down. That's what we were attempting to do. But this subject that I was dealing with that you'll see, if you took this out of context and just showed the video and didn't give any more information, you might think, man, why did you arrest him like that? You did all this reaction before listening to anybody. But you need context in these situations. That's why the Supreme Court rules the way that they do. You have to have context in these situations. So showing up to a bar fight, the employee at the bar points out who the subject is that's creating the problem that assaulted other people. She pointed him out right away. I try to separate that individual, but I also try to make sure my officers are separating other individuals. This guy's not listening to me, not listening to me, not listening to me. He's still approaching other individuals after I've told him to stop where he is. He's drunk, obviously drunk. He's not necessarily violent. He's showing signs that he's not passive either.
You're under arrest.
I wasn't, dude, no, I sat. Oh, God, dude. What a weirdo. What a weird mother.
Now another thing that
What a
this
weird
little
ass
thing
dog.
isn't going to show is
No,
when I went to go hands-on with his arm,
No, I was trying to sit
he
down. I was
twisted
trying to
his
grab
arm,
my
and a lot of
back.
times
He
you'll
was
get
on
that.
fire.
These people have been arrested
What a
before they know
weird-ass
tricks and
dog,
whatnot. I'm not
dude.
saying this guy
That's so
used a trick or anything, but one thing you get kind of used to is people will do just enough to get away with. And so when I grabbed his arm, he tensed up and kind of turned. Well, that could mean he's going to turn to hit me. That could mean he's going to turn to try to drag me down. That could mean he's trying to turn to grab a weapon. I don't know that. So at that point, he's under arrest, and he's not being compliant. And I'm at a bar fight. So the minute that he tenses up and starts to turn and not give me that other arm, he's going to the ground. And that's what you see in this video.
Man? No, I'm not.
Now after this is your typical bar talk where
him.
people are
He
just
was
drunk
the
and
one
they're
that
saying
was
gibberish.
fighting.
You
My
hear
friend
quite a
was
bit.
I'm
You
not.
get threatened,
My friend
your
was
family gets
fighting.
threatened, all that
I'm
fun
not.
stuff. But
All
it's
right,
basically
well,
people
hit
being
me or
drunk.
whatever. I don't give a fuck. My friend
Sometimes
was
there's
fighting,
passive drunks,
and
sometimes there's happy drunks, sometimes
I was
there's
trying
mean
to help
drunks.
him
A lot of times when we
stop
show up, it's the
fighting,
mean drunks.
You're being fucking weird as hell, dude.
So a lot of that
What a
is
weird
just dealing
motherfucker,
with
dude.
that irritation. So that's the end of the body cam video, and I will do more with that in the future, I promise. Just wanted to remind you guys, if you shop at Galls or Sportsman Guide, I have affiliate links there. Well, Galls I think is a code. It's code 664 at Galls. And then if you go to my website, Sportsman Guide, there is an affiliate link there for those guys. Really cool products. Check those both out. But I always forget to mention that in my videos, so I figured I would start that again. All right, until next time, everyone, be safe and keep sending me those suggestions on videos you want to see. Take care.